World's first fully electric truck is here. Tesla's been working on their Cybertruck for a while, but Rivian beat them to it. This is the Rivian R1T. It is the company's first attempt at a vehicle, and we know that Tesla, when they first started, they had some paint issues, some gap issues, some quality control issues that were all over the place. So we're going to take a look at this truck with a detailer's eye and see if they did any better on their first attempt.
Welcome to the channel. If you're new, I know your time is valuable, so I'm gonna make this really quick. We are Chicago Auto Pros, and we have a passion for beautiful cars, and our mission is to keep them beautiful by detailing and then protecting them with ceramic coatings, paint protection film, and window tint. In the shop for service today is this beautiful new truck by Rivian. This is an inspection video where I walk through the vehicle and we look at the cosmetics, the fitment, and the quality of the paint. My intentions are not to discredit or bash anyone, just observations as we see them.
Let's start in the front here. So this car is actually in for some protection services. We're gonna be doing a ceramic coating, paint protection film, and some window tint. And you can see this front end here is just flat. So driving down the road, this is gonna get hammered with rocks. So that's why it's in here. It's gonna get some paint protection film on this entire front end. And let's just start with here. Take a look at the paint. We're gonna take a look at the gaps. We'll go on the inside and the exterior of this car and give you our thoughts. It's a little dirty. It's been driven a little bit. So this truck basically comes in two different trim levels. You got the Explorer package, and then you got the Adventure package. So Explorer starts at right around $67,000, and the Adventure package is right at $73,000. So this is the Adventure trim level here. So you get a little more features on this thing. Going down the fender here, you can see the car actually has some factory PPF on here, and that is because you can see this tire here, there's a gap that goes right into here, and those rocks could sling there, so they put a piece of PPF there to save the paint. And this is our first fitment issue right here. Look at this. So this trim sits flush against this fender here. Very, very nice. And then as you work your way down, you can see the gap there. It just doesn't fit perfectly tight there on the side. And then you see the camera there. So this is an electric vehicle. It does have self-driving capability called Drive Plus, just like the Tesla does. So it'll keep you in your lane, and then it'll slow down and speed up with traffic. Really like how they did the badges. It looks like it's two layers here. You got the top aluminum piece, a nice satin finish on there, and then you got the yellow on the back, kind of gives it a cool look. Really like it. The paint looks, so far, so good. It actually looks really good. There's some minor scratches on there. I'm not sure exactly how many miles. This is a brand new truck, obviously, but very few miles on it. And there are some scratches here and there. We're gonna be doing some paint correction and stuff like that. But otherwise, I don't see any like dust nibs or any weird sandy marks or anything like that. So actually it looks really good. The door here doesn't look like it's fitting very well. You can see the B-pillars here, where it's, these should be flush. It's not flush. I don't know if you'd see that standing back here, but it doesn't look like the door is fully closed. I'm gonna lock the doors and see if that looks any better. You can still see there's a pretty good gap there. That should be flush. Yeah, you can see it at the bottom of the door too, where it just doesn't sit flush. That should be in. Maybe that's an adjustment. Look at here too. Like you see these, I hate these plastic things, but look, again, we want it to be we want it to fit right? That should be there. For some reason it sits out. That should definitely be sitting right there, but it doesn't. So it's got a little bigger gap than normal. A couple different pieces all fit in there. Almost feels like I could just rip it right off, actually. Let's take a look at the wheels real quick. Oh, I like these wheels. It's like a black chrome almost. So you got actual black paint here, and then the outside's like a black chrome. I really like those. I've never really liked yellow on a car, but the yellow accents on this are really cool. I like it a lot. Got some minor wear on the the wheels already. Look at this. This looks like, see those little circles? It looks like it was sanded. That's kind of what you see when you see sanding. Like if you have a machine sander, you get these little pigtails and stuff, and that's kind of what it looks like right there. But why would they be on the, oh, it's all around. Maybe they were just machined. It wasn't quite polished out. These should have a clear coat on them, so you could polish those out. I don't think it was curbed rash or anything. That looks like a, yep, you see some more down there. That just looks like, there's already a mark on the front bumper. Look at this. That is probably, so this is where you charge it. I imagine you put the charger in there. Something already happened there though. Scrape. That's pretty cool though. This little goes in and out. Gaps aren't perfect. You can see you got a tight part here, pretty tight, and then it opens up around here, and then a bigger gap here, smaller gap here. I own a Tesla. I did the same inspection on my own car. There was some gaps that were, weren't perfect. And to tell you honestly, I've had the car for a year, and when I did the video, that was the only time that I looked at the gaps, and it doesn't really bother me. I'm sure there's people out there that this would really, really bother. After you get in it and start driving it and enjoying the truck, you don't really look at it this close, but we're doing it because we're doing a video on it. All right, let's move on. Let's go down this truck here, down the driver's side, continuing. Ooh, another camera. Truck's a little dirty. We're gonna wash it. We haven't done anything to it. It was just dropped off the other day. A little bit of a paint, hair. This is kind of why we go through these inspections. So new trucks, new cars, any manufacturer, there's gonna be small defects here and there. Sometimes there's dust nibs. Sometimes the factory will actually sand out those dust nibs in the paint and then polish them before you get them. There's transport, there's service center, there's at the dealership. It may get washed once or twice at the dealership before you actually get your new car. There's all kinds of things that can go wrong before you actually get your car. We're detailers, so we look at this stuff with a detailed eye, and that's kind of why we're going over this. And maybe you don't notice most of this stuff, maybe you don't care, it doesn't matter, but we want to just go through this and check it out. Moving along, these trim pieces here, these piano black trim pieces, they're always very, very sensitive for scratches. A lot of times we'll put PPF over them. So, you can see a lot of times when you close the door, that's kind of what you're grabbing. You're either grabbing here or grabbing there. And just to put PPF on there, kind of keeps those preserved and looking good. We'll get through the rest of the outside here. Ooh, it looks like another factory PPF. So this is the gear tunnel. And this opens up. I don't think you can push it. I think you open it up from the inside, but it's actually storage all through in there. And it comes out and actually folds down, and then you can use it as a seat. And it looks like they put PPF on here because those big front wheels are probably gonna spit rocks up at this part. And it's a little bulged out more than the doors are. So that's cool that they actually did that at the factory. Moving along. Another camera in the rear. Paint looks good. The paint looks really good. We saw that one little hair, which is nothing to worry about. Bed looks great. It's got a lot of this plastic trim, which I'm not a big fan of, but on a truck it makes sense. These are gonna be, that's the big wear spots. Gaps look good back here. Again, the back wheel has those same pigtail kind of formations on the actual wheels there, all around. That may be, I would love to see another one of these and see if that's normal, just the way they machined them, or see them. It's hard to see, but you can see those little circles. It may be the mounting of the actual tires. Maybe a machine did that when they were mounting the tires on the wheels. Rivian, they actually built this in Illinois, so it's probably one of the reasons why we got one of the first trucks here. Back, just a little bit of a gap there with this trim, so you can see that's a nice even gap, and it gets a little bit thicker as we go down here. Very minor, very minor. It's got this long light bar for the brake system. That's really cool. Little faux metal piece. I don't think it's actually metal. I think it's probably just maybe wrapped, or I don't know what it is. Looks good though. Gives it contrast. I don't see a tow hitch. Maybe it's in here. I think it'd come standard on a car, on a truck. Where's the tow hitch? It's got to be in there. Tonneau cover. So this is kind of cool. Electric tailgate. And then you got the electric tonneau cover. Short bed. This is a 4.5 foot bed. It does go up to 7 feet when you pull this tailgate out, so you got plenty of room there. Kind of a smaller bed, for sure, on, you know, for trucks. Air compressor. What I like that they did here on this electric vehicle is they actually have 110 plugins, which the Tesla doesn't, and I don't know why they didn't even do that, because it makes sense. You have an electric vehicle. I love the 110 plugins on any vehicle. I'm glad they put them in here. So this slides up and down, and you can already see some wear happening. This just may be dirt. So if you get dirt and sand on top of this tonneau cover and you close it, you are gonna scratch the living crap out of this on the top. I wonder how that's gonna hold up, because you can see it folds in. So it just, you can see it rubbing against that. I'm not gonna do this too many times. It's not my truck. But if you're putting this back and forth a lot, I could see that taking some damage there. Moving on to the passenger side of the vehicle. Paint is continuing to look good. Same gap here. It looks a little tighter here. So you can see this part right here. On the other side, there's a little bit more of a gap. And then you can see the bigger gap there that comes in, which, as long as they match both sides, I guess that ain't the end of the world. But I guess, you know, what I'm worried about is like all the elements and stuff. You know, all the salt, all the rain, all the dirt that goes in behind there. And it looks like we have some electronics right here. So what does that do to these electronics when you got water and everything else in there? Maybe there is a solution in there where they have some seals where it kind of seals off this electronics. This electronic probably can get wet anyways, but I'm just wondering how that holds up with time. Same thing on the outer edges of these wheels. We have those small circles. The small circles, you see them? I don't know what that is, but they're on all the wheels. I bet that happened putting on the tires. That had to be. Paint's looking good. We do have some paint correction to do. That's okay. Outside the doors. Let's check this gap here. This is better. This sits a little more flush. It's not perfect, but it is sitting more flush than the driver's side. And then you can see in the bottom here too, it's not quite. I run my hand over that. It should be smooth, but you can see. This gap's a little better on this side than it is on the driver's side, as far as all these pieces coming together. Just a little bit of a gap there. You can see it's nice and tight and flush up there. Just a little bit of a gap there. It's perfect right there. Oh. So we're looking at this truck pretty close, but you stand back and it looks good. It looks really good. I mean, it looks like a truck. It looks rugged. And pulling it in here, it does have air suspension, so as soon as we put it in park and everything, it went down a little bit, so it looks like it'll go back up if we start driving and everything. I love the racks on top. I know these are movable. You can actually move these racks from the top to the back here, which is really cool. There's a lot of cool, quirky kind of features on this truck and everything. They really spent a lot of time thinking about what an actual truck person would want. A lot of, you know, air compressor in the back. They got plugins. They got this gear tunnel where you can actually fold it down and sit on it. Look at the driver's side. You actually have a flashlight. This is the flashlight we should have been using on the truck. Let's take a look on the inside. I'm impressed with the interior. If you're a Tesla electric vehicle owner, you know the simplicity that Tesla went for when doing the truck. This looks a little more like a normal vehicle. You have two big screens right in the front in here, so you have your speedometer, your odometer type reading gauges right in front of you. It's all in this one screen, which is nice. And then you have a secondary screen for like your radio and your controls and everything else. I love the look and the feel in here. It feels nice, and I love the you know, the smell of a new car. The seats look really nice. They did a lot of detail, a lot of stitching. This is vegan leather, so it's synthetic leather. They didn't go with the real leather, just like Tesla did. But they did a lot better job on actually designing it. I mean, look at the headrest. I mean, it's got a little inlet in there. It's got all this dual layer, and then stitching, and then the piping around here. I love all those little details. You know, you're gonna spend most of the time on the inside of any vehicle, and you want it to be nice. You want it to look good. They have this wood dashboard, which is super cool. I like the setup here, the inlay of the big screen, almost like a Alcantara headliner in here. Ooh, I'd have to trade in the Tesla. I like this interior a lot. It's comfortable. It feels like I'm in a truck. Let's take a look at the build quality. Everything looks good here. The stitches look good. Everything on the inlay looks good. Dash looks good. Everything looks like it fits nicely. You got a big piece of glass right on the top, big sunroof. I don't believe that moves at all. That is stationary. It doesn't do anything, but it looks like we got speakers up here in the headrest. That's a nice touch. You got speakers everywhere. You got a speaker here, you got a speaker in the pillar, and then you got a speaker in the dash, and then you have speakers on the actual door. That makes me want to turn this on and listen to it. Log in, Spotify. Here we go. So that compared to my Tesla stereo, I want to say my Tesla's a little bit better than this. I had this all the way up and I didn't really feel it. One of my favorite things about the Tesla is the audio system. It's very clear, it's very loud. The bass is very nice. I love listening to loud music. And that audio is not as good as the audio in my Tesla. That's just my opinion, I guess, though. So you got vents here. You get the screen. It's already full of all kinds of fingerprints coming into this big center dash here. We've got lots of different. Ooh, this is cool. This is the pull-out speaker. Isn't that neat? It actually comes out with a pull-out speaker that you can use. So if you're camping, it just goes right in there. Really cool. Kind of just fits right in there. That's kind of the innovation that I really like that this company has done. They're thinking about things in real life, you know, like that's cool. In real life, you're going to be hanging out camping somewhere and want to pull out a speaker, and they thought of that. It's really cool. Into the center console. Is there a button for this, or does it just open? Okay, there's buttons. There we go. Nice big deep center console area. Feels nice. This is actually a charger. So this is a wireless charger that you can just put your phone on, charge your phone. Very convenient, very nice. I don't think this whole thing lifts up. Ooh, what is this? Ooh, cup holders. That's awesome. Seats feel very, very nice, comfortable. We're not driving anything, but just sitting here, it feels nice. Floor mats. These are, this is actually one of the features that you get when you go into the adventure trim level. These are special floor mats that come with it. The carpet is that looped carpet. I hate this carpet. This is the carpet that you see in like Volkswagens and stuff. It's really hard to clean. But it looks pretty rugged. Seats, you can see the center of the seat has a cloth piping right down the middle, and then a badge in the top of the seat. Rivian, solid, love it. Looks like the interior fitment of all these panels is really, really nice. So they have lights. Actually, this is lit up all around here, which is really cool. You see that? Kind of an inlay of lights on the door panels. Love it. Moving along. Ooh, it's got a screen back here. So a secondary screen for the back passengers, which looks like it controls the climate control back here. So you got two vents back here. The back of the seat is a hard molded plastic. It does have some texture to it, which will hide anything. If you have kids back here and they kick back the back of the seat. I know Tesla for a while had those black, shiny, glossy back of the seats. If you have kids, they're gonna just terrorize them. We actually put PPF on a lot of them. And this is cool, it's rugged. They got these like carabiners that hold on this back, little storage unit back here, which is really cool. I like that they thought of, ruggedness. This is a truck, it should look rugged. And it looks like you have like a hanger here too. Oh, in the back of the seat, you actually have a charger. Is it a charger?
Yeah.
This is a USB-C charger in the back of the driver's seat here. That's really cool. And you got a hanger if you're gonna hang something. Suit. They really did think of everything. I like that. Do these seats move at all? Got your center console. Ooh. You got access right to the gear tunnel here in the back. You could probably fit a person back there. We're gonna have to try that. Open. This one's having a little trouble. The left side's not opening. I can hear it. It's not opening. All right, so this is the gear tunnel. You can store your gear in there, flip it open. This turns into a seat, holds up to 250 pounds. The driver's side gear tunnel's not working. You can hear it, it's unlocking, but it's like, it's not fully opening. I'm not sure why. You can see it's open, but it's stuck there, so let's try it again. And then it gives me an error code in there too. So it's not, something's wrong with that. It's not opening.
There's a button on there too.
Oh, there's a button.
Just push it.
Hey, we figured out how to make it work. You gotta pull it down. Let me pull the other one. I didn't know that. So there's buttons on the outside. That makes it even easier. Hello. It's cool. Yeah. If somebody wanted to ride in there, I'm sure you could fit in there.
Girl, don't do it. It's not worth it.
Moving on. It looks really good in here. I'm impressed. Again, there's some speakers on the side. God, they have speakers everywhere. Is that a speaker or is that just a breathing? I don't know if these come up or not. I don't know how to get them up. Oh, they do. Ah, look at that. I did it. I figured it out. So these come up and then you have more storage in there. This looks to be a subwoofer back here in the back seat. Okay. I think the interior is the best part of this truck. All right, the guys are itching to get started on this truck. That's our walkthrough. Let us know what you think of the truck. We're gonna be protecting this. We're doing ceramic coating, paint protection film, and window tint, and we'll have a